Ginger Media, it's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. It's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. Ginger Media, it's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. It's Friday night, let the laughter rise. And Ginger Media, we uncover the lies. MaaziEzeoke, the voice that connects. Serious talk with humor that reflects. Exploring news behind every line. Friday hangout, where the stories unfold. Go dive deep, let the truth be told. From laughter to lessons, we learn and we play. Ginger Media, we light up your Friday. Cameras rolling, passions ignite. From Nigeria to the world, shining so bright. Entertainment flows through every decree. Celebrating Africa, come join the spree. Tune in and vibe, feel the beats. Friday hangout, where the stories unfold. We'll dive deep, let the truth be told. From laughter to lessons, we learn and we play. Ginger Media, we light up your Friday. Join and vibe, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. It's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. Ginger Media, it's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. It's Friday night, let the laughter rise. And Ginger Media, we uncover the lies. MaaziEzeoke, the voice that connects. Serious talk with humor that reflects. Exploring news behind every line. Friday hangout, where the stories unfold. We'll dive deep, let the truth be told. From laughter to lessons, we learn and we play. Ginger Media, we light up your Friday. cameras rolling, passions ignite. From Nigeria to the world, shining so bright. Entertainment flows through every decree. Celebrating Africa, come join the spree. Tune in and vibe, feel the beats. Friday hangout, where the stories unfold. We'll dive deep, let the truth be told. From laughter to lessons, we learn and we play. Change media, we light up your Friday. Join in and vibe, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Join the hangout, let's make a fuss.
Can I be heard?
On Ginger
Yes,
Media, it's
I
just
can be heard very loud and clear. Good evening, everyone. My name is MaaziEzeoke. I welcome you to 2025, everyone. I'm welcoming you to 2025. I say Happy New Year to every one of you, every single one of you who is listening to the sound of my voice. Wherever you are joining me from, I say Happy New Year to you all. I hope my voice is not echoing. See. Okay, so let's see. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Maybe that is even better now. So you can hear me. Welcome, 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 welcome. This is my Friday hangout, and this is my Wando, MK Wando. Thank you very much. This is the first Friday hangout of the year. The first Friday hangout of the year. It's indeed good to see every one of you. We are looking nice. We are looking fresh. We are, what we are, you know. Guys, it's good to see everyone. I am indeed happy. I am grateful to God that we are all able to make it in the year 2025. Um, as the year runs, every day is a reminder. Yes, it's a Friday hangout, but on a Saturday, right? It's a Friday hangout. Uh, we were supposed to start with our Saturday street parliament, but the guests were not. So what we have is a Friday hangout on a Saturday, right? Yes, guys. Thank you, everyone. I had a very good Christmas. The Christmas was good, but sadly, towards the end of the Christmas, it wasn't so good because the on on gun on man non gun struck. Well, I wouldn't. Let me leave that part of the sad Christmas. We would hopefully at some point dwell on that because I've been advised not to speak on those issues until things get different. But hey, here we are. Thank you very much, every one of you, for joining me on my Friday hangout coming to you on Saturday. Today is the first Saturday. The date is the 4th of January 2025, the first Saturday of the year. I appreciate you. If you want to tell me where you are joining us from, that will be very helpful. Drop in the comment section. Tell me where you are joining us from. We have old cargos here. We have MK Wando, who is joining us from somewhere around the globe. I know where he's joining us from. And many of you, please, if you don't mind, you can share, like, and subscribe to this channel. and share this stream. Today we are going to be looking at two things here. One, we will be looking at you know, giving a shout out to ourselves for surviving the government brouhaha, all the things that have happened. Wando, now you leak yourself now. I know you are in Dublin. Eh? And while we are Tony Onunta, thank you very much. Lots of joy and grace of God. Thank you, Tony. I love you guys. I love you guys loads. Many of you joining us. Please, 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 please. Let's share this stream. Let's share this stream. Let's let everybody come in. This is for matured mind. This is a very late stream. I know not everybody get light at this moment. Some people like to know they their side. Yeah. Yes, so I know some people not get light, but Ibada Sibad will not join us. So quickly, let's get cracking. Last year in review, a lot did happen last year, and we believe that this year will be better. We hope that we could, you know, see a better year, 2024, where from the government that the government is going to do better than what they did last year, from the federal government to the state government and to the local government, right? And to citizens too. That means you and I, that our job, we should as well do all our best in order to hold government to account and to acknowledge government where we think that they have done right. Eventually, we will be bringing out poll. We tried doing something on the community section of the YouTube channel where Gladys and Dale, well, thank you very much for joining us from the United States of America. Any of you who joins us now, who subscribe to this stream live, we will be giving you a gunshot and an applause, for joining during the stream. So, to what I was saying before, we would eventually let you, our viewer, select who you consider the best governor for 2024. So let's do that. It's going to be democratic. No one is going to rig it. It's going to be as clean as possible. Now, for those also watching, you are also free, for those of you, because listen, my Christmas tree was so dry. I didn't get any Christmas present from you. I didn't get any Christmas present from all of you. You broke my heart. Anyway, the comment section and the dollar sign there is there for a reason, for our Christmas and Happy New Year. Or if you want to, those, that means for those to use super chat and super stickers. Or if you want, you can as well use the Azza at the bottom. Azza bottom. Get cracking. Last year was a good year, but this year we believe could be better. And this year can only be better by you and I getting involved in holding government by their brokers, dragging it a little bit, but not to drag it too much, right? So, resounding amen. Thank you very much, Gladys. So let's quickly come down to this, that the Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as he was called in Enugu today, was in Enugu. Many people, I wrote a piece yesterday. And in my piece yesterday, I don't know, let me see quickly if I can pull down my piece up. Let me see if I can. I wrote a piece yesterday, and in my piece yesterday, I actually argued that maybe hold on, let me see. Sorry, guys. Okay. Let me share my screen so that we can go through the piece that I wrote here together. Um, okay, people. Okay. So let me now this yesterday was my piece, right? Let me open it up. I think if I go to yeah, that was this one. Yesterday that was my piece here. And my argument here, oh, a couple of you have actually read it. My piece here was titled Tinubu's Visit to Enugu, a response to Peter Obi's criticism or mere political show. And I titled this, based on Peter Obi's New Year message to Nigerians, where he called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to do less of international visits and do well to visit some states within the country. And in my argument, I started by saying that the call by Peter Obi came at a time when the nation is grappling with economic challenges, security issues, and widespread public discontent with governance. Now, as you all know, immediately after Peter Obi, what I do not know was if this visit has been in the works. But immediately after Peter Obi made that, the next thing we heard, bang, President Tinubu scheduled a visit to Enugu State, a decision that has sparked a fury of opinions and interpretations across political spectrum. Obi's call was not merely a press conference suggestion, it was a strategic critique aimed at highlighting disconnect between governance and at the federal level and everyday's struggle of Nigerians. By urging Tinubu to visit states, Obi intended to push for a governance model that is visibly engaged with the populace, emphasizing the need for leaders to see firsthand the conditions on which they legislate and make policy decisions. This gesture from Obi resonates with a populace hungry for leadership and for leaders who demonstrate empathy and direct involvement in the nation's affair beyond the confines of Abuja or international trips. Obviously, you know. Again, let me share for those who may wish to read the whole epistle that I wrote. If you wish to read it, you can the in the comment section there you can see the link, and the link there says you can go back to you can go to Njenje Media and read it. The whole thing there, right? Whether you're watching me from YouTube, whether you're watching me from Facebook, whether you're watching me from Twitter, it doesn't matter. You can just click on it and you can read. So, looking at this here, one would then ask, was Tinubu's visit to Enugu as a result of Peter Obi's criticism, or was it a pre-planned visit? Irrespective of what that is, something is very strategic here. A lot has been happening in Enugu. I make bold to say that for me, it appears that the governor of Enugu State is taking the lead as the most active governor in the southeast. Yes, I'm from Anambra State. Yes, in the last election, I supported the presidential candidate of Labour Party. Enugu is neither my state nor am I affiliated to that party. But one thing many of you should know by now is that fact has no brotherhood. I want people who are also, if you're in Enugu, and you disagree with me by saying that I think I will be, it was a great piece of paper. Tony Otumba, thank you very much if you have read it. You know, sometimes we are sport to write, sometimes we are sport to just engage in audio visuals. If you're in anyone you disagree in terms of my postulations and my view, please do well to join me and let's have this conversation. But before I let you join me do that, I'll make this presentation. If I go back to the visit by uh, the president of the Federal Republic, I know many of you also would have issues that I so refer to Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president of the Federal Republic. Of course, whether you like it or not, whether you like him or hate him, he is the president of the Federal Republic or not. Whether you think you voted for him or you didn't vote for him, or he rigged it, or he grabbed it, or he ran with it, irrespective of what you think, he is the president of the Federal Republic, right? So for 2025, I will keep us, you know, I will bring us to speed as to the things that happened. Earlier today, the president arrived at Canabium International Airport, International Airport, Enugu, and this was the arrival. It means he changed his clothes in the plane, and the plane you're looking at there is the new one that was bought, basically. You know the one I mean, the controversial one, the one that we eventually learned that the House of Assembly did not debate, no, neither did they give express approval for the acquisition of that jet. But hey, here we are. We don't buy them. We don't they use them. In Nigerian parlance, waiting we for do we no go try me away now. We don't they use them. And so we they go. Right? And let's see the president come down. Now, sometimes my brothers can be a little bit intolerant. Some of you took offense that the president of the Federal Republic took the backhand three gesture, which is reserved for people like us, the people with red cap that ended. You know, sometimes in the Igbo culture, you confer by the fact that he is the president of the Federal Republic. He has earned and he's being conferred to, that authority of taking the three backhand exchange. So many of you in the social media really criticizing and saying that, oh, why would they do that? I say, come on now. Some of you will be the same person. If you find trouble that he puts his sago and he wears a red cap, you will be the same person that will still find trouble that I recall during the campaign when I went to Boronu with my friend Isaac Balami, and the Boronu people gifted me with Boronu cap. And some of you were shouting, these were Fulani cap. I said, what ignorance does, right? Those were not Fulani cap, those were Boronu caps. And Boronu caps, the Kenuri people are not Fulanis, neither are they houses. Some of us need to really take lectures on the cosmopolitan nature of Nigeria, right? But hey, there you have him with Anyim Pius Anyim, and you have him with Benjamin Kalu, and you have him with the governor of Enugu State, and even have him with Dr. Alex Oti, who is on the black card. You see that DSS guy there? That is a rapid gun. You know, the way he works like somebody who has EB. There's something in between there that, that hunch there is a rapid gun he's got that can release certain number of bullets in seconds. You know, my take on the Enugu visit before I go further is this. The As the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he needs to do more of this. The president has a beast that he acquired, a brand new beast he acquired from the American, right? I would suggest that he does more of road, road trip. It doesn't matter if the roads are blocked. The reason why I say that is that will give the president the first-hand experience of what ordinary Nigerians, of what we see. I'll give you an example. If the president were to leave Enugu where he is now, heading to Benue or Lokoja, he will be shocked how degraded the roads from Enugu to Benue is, especially the Benue section. He will be shocked the amount of paramilitary that he will see on the road. So it's not people telling him, "Oh, Mr. President, oh, that there is so much police here." He will see it. And again, as Peter B suggested to him, he should. That's why, when people say you need a president that is active. Nigeria is a developing nation. If you look at, Lee Kuan Yew when he was the PM of, Singapore, or the president of Singapore, right? You understand that he was young, he was energetic, he was everywhere. The type of energy that PO infuses. Why I wouldn't want to be bringing Peter Obi into this conversation, but because at the moment, when you talk about the opposition, he's the only one actively engaging in opposition. Other ones have gone to bed. Atiku, I think he has relocated to Dubai, or maybe he is in Dubai and sometimes peeps in to know whether we are still alive or whether we don't all by, and maybe he sneaks back again, so he's not here. Kwankwaso, it's only locking himself up in Kanu, between Kanu and Abuja, and once in a while, and peeps and tells us, only when certain policies concern the North, like this tax bill that he peeps in and says one or two things and goes. I would have also wanted a situation where people like Kwankwaso that would want to be the president of Nigeria would do more to go outside their comfort zone in Kano and go around Nigeria, like places in Bayelsa, Oshobo, I don't know, somewhere that is not their enclave, right? And I think that it's a good start, irrespective of with whatever reason um, um, Tinubu started this. Let us not get lost in something. And I penned it down. I put it down here as to what I think is happening. I penned it down in my submission here, and I said the following: the visit. Let me highlight it for those of you who may wish to read along. I said the visit to Enugu where Tinubu is set to commission several projects, could be a litmus test for his administration's commitment to development across regions, especially in areas where political support might not be as guaranteed as in his stronghold states. Enugu being in the southeast, a region where Obi enjoyed significant support, could serve as an opportunity for Tinubu to extend an olive branch or demonstrate inclusivity beyond ethnic or political lines. Now, this is politics, and this politics is real politics. We are, and I am now addressing the president and the presidency in line with what Peter Obi wrote, said as his New Year message. And I'm saying that the international trip is needed, no doubt. But if we can scale down a little bit and let's engage more at home. The Southeast, some states in the Southeast have taken bolder steps more than the others. Enugu State, for instance, where the president went. I appreciate the fact that the governor, honestly, has taken bold initiative. May 29th, right? We are in January, February, March, April, May. So 24 minus 4. The guy is approximately about 20 months in office. But some of the bold things he has done, you would think some governors who have been there for the past 6 years are struggling to do some of those things, right? And it is good that the president comes in to help. And it's not only about helping. The federal government has come in. What the president needs now to do is that these states, it's not going to be about Enugu. The president should actually visit even Benue, Nasarawa. There are some areas that when he goes in, he must find out what these people need and help them to find ways to speedy action, right? In Enugu, for instance, if you ask me, I believe Mba knows this. The international terminal at Enugu should be given to the state government. The state government that we see today in Enugu has every inch of capacity to deliver that international airport with the Chinese within 18 months. And I think without nobody told me to say, I mean, they think or make una nothing say na classified information at the share. This is no classified anything, but that's my brain playing me caro caro. I think Enugu State has talked about floating an airline, Enugu Air. Fantastic idea. Some have argued that it is not needed, that it is something that airline should be left for private entities. Why not? It creates job. If it's not a situation where a state will now begin to lose revenues or lose funds, of course, why not? Akwebong is a classic example. If we have the discipline, Ethiopian Airline is a classic example. If we have the discipline, but in Enugu State, if they float an airline, imagine where Enugu Air becomes an international an airline, or probably eventually becomes an international airline, and uses Enugu as its hub and flies international from Enugu, maybe once a week, twice a week, I don't know, at least for a start. Just imagine that. The dilly-dallying between what the federal government does with the Chinese and with the man that many of us understand, that approaches governance with some element of seriousness more than any other person that I've come across within the region at the moment. If that is handed over with some sort of an agreement for him to go ahead and finish it, and that airport becomes functional, the current airport today, that is as good as just a bus terminal, the one in my state, even while we fly, while we use it, but it's not better than a chicken hut. Sorry, the Imo State Airport, yes, built by our parents, even in my primary school days, who donated some money. Not better than before Imo people come after me. I wouldn't say this one. At least I have the liberty to abuse my state of Anambra, right? Before this, I carry my trouble enter Imo State. Okay, please. I I don't want trouble. But anyway, you get my gist, you get my point. My point is that the federal government, led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, like him, hate him, is going to be there to 2027. Then we have another selection. Either we do it with E, it becomes election, or we do it with S, or we add S, it becomes selection. So, however we do it, whether INEC is going to knock everybody akpake again and break some people's heart, or INEC will repent and be born again. We don't know. Either way, however it goes, we are grateful that we are alive today, and we say thank you, Jesus, thank you, Babao, for keeping us alive. Thank you, great ancestors, for being with us, that we are alive today. Like Tony Onunta said, Pitamba bold initiative in security, healthcare, and development of over 100 smart schools across all wards in Enugu State and Nobu, and great service for the Enugu State and Igbo people at large. I think not even, I'll go beyond that and say to all Nigerians, because in Enugu State, you have people from southeast, from southwest, from south-south, from northeast, northwest, living in Enugu. And it doesn't, anywhere you live, as long as we are still a federating unit, it's your home. A place you live, pay tax, own either property or parents, live not in the bush, because those that live in the bush, whether our siblings or those that uh, damage crops with cows, is not acceptable anywhere. Whether, you know what I mean? So, however we play it, it's something gratifying to know that things are moving on right. So let's quickly again go back to the pointers here. What actually happened in Enugu today? Let's play this.
State.
Sorry.
Your Excellency, my very good friend, Governor of Enugu State, and the other members of the executive governors who are present, and I could see our traditional ruler who was once my neighbor in Victoria Island, Obi of Onitsha. It's good to have you, and you are looking well. I thank God for you. Thank God for your life. The members of the National Assembly are present, and the former presiding officers, honorable ministers are present. Let me just do justice to the protocol already established by the governor. He's a man who knows better. He sees tomorrow today. And he's doing a fantastic job. And my dear brothers, Alexoti and the man who stitched democracy for us all to enjoy, to survive.
But hold on, no. You know, in there, you had the Abia state governor, you had the Enugu state governor. Soludo did not go, but Soludo sent his deputy. There was a time the camera panned. I was just wondering, why did Abia state governor not wear the same color of Agbada? I mean, just my head is playing karo karo. I'm just thinking aloud here. Pay attention. I said next.
Our former Senate president. I can't forget that memorable time. And that time when third time effort was killed.
Tinubu can be a bad boy sometimes. He's just saying something else. He used the opportunity to attack Obasanjo a little bit. You know, he just knocked Obasanjo, just did his hand like this and knocked Obasanjo small by just reminding everybody that he was once a senator and that he was alive when the issue of third term came and he was killed. I said, man, he's a very bad boy.
You didn't commit murder. You put life.
Okay. So look at what I was saying here. Wouldn't it have been better if they all had that same red? But obviously, this guy had his own black, and the guy with the round red cap is the Umibe. That's Dr. Umibe, is it? The deputy governor of Anambra State, the guy beside Alex Oti. You know, so Hope Uzodinma was there. I mean, basically, all the southeast no, I didn't see a Ebonyi State governor there yet, but you know, at least four.
Into freedom, sustenance, constitutional democracy, and happy. Our friend Atuesi, thank you for your generosity. Everything you've been doing for our family, for my friend. My wife gave me feedback of your contributions and everything. And it goes a long way to alleviate the problem of the needy, the vulnerable. And we appreciate who you are. Thank you. To former governor of Enugu State, thank you. Thank you very much for, you know, all the efforts, both in the past and the support that you have given to the present governor. I appreciate that. We won't forget you. You are our friend. The talent and the hunt that got Oba, Peter Oba. You see, it shows so much of greatness of the Enugu State. No matter how much of our structure, concrete or metal, you build, without a good successor, you have gotten nothing. I'm glad Enugu.
I think other politicians, I think you're going to pay attention here. The president has shown you his thinking strategy. So whether he wins or loses 2027, this man is Nigeria is going to have it a very, I don't know, I wouldn't say good, I wouldn't say rough, but Nigerians must bear in mind that Tinubu is a man who crafts strategy and works towards it to build, whether by hook or by crook, but by the what he said now, it means he's going to leave as the president of Nigeria and ensuring that he hands over to someone that he either handpicks or his cabals handpicks. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he just gave a piece that those who are political strategists, you guys, nice, but you give on Adele because he said it very clearly.
No, I say a very, very good tomorrow, today. And I salute Peter Oba for his commitment to development. You built up a good team. I've reviewed a number of things with you. In Abuja, you've encouraged me on the technological advancement of the state, the commitment you have from private sector. I know your background. You know, the election is over. We have to move the nation forward.
I agree.
And you are demonstrating that commitment, irrevocable commitment to human development. I don't care which party you come from. You're my friend. So it's Alex Oti and many of you doing well, very focused. And it's not about the difference in languages and place of birth. No one of us has control of the mother tongue. You are created by God. You find yourself in Enugu, or you find yourself in Onitsha. You find yourself in Lagos. You are all a member of one big, huge family called Nigeria, but living in different rooms in the same house. This house, we must build it. Build it to satisfy our immediate need, which is not going to be enough yet, but our tomorrow too. That is why the removal of the fuel subsidy was necessary. You cannot spend the future of generations yet unborn in advance. Don't bankrupt the nation before they are born. And no, people will fight, grumble, abuse me, and
Okay, nobody that abuse you know why they love. You can't spend the future of the nation before the next generation is born. Yeah, but you should also know that we cannot spend the resources of the next generation before they are born. So it's not only about the first subsidy. The first subsidy is done. Is if it's a damage, is the damage is done. We can't cry over spilled milk, whether good, bad, it's done. So we're not going back, right? We're not going back. The thing now is, how do we get out of this quagmire, Mr. President? How do we get out of the mess that your sudden removal and the flotation of the naira has sunk Nigeria into? As of the time we were doing, we had election last year between 2023. Now, wow. Between the time we had the election in 2023, 2 years ago, and by the time he took over, we were still flying around the country between 52. If you fly, even sometimes you fly Green Africa to Lagos, Abuja to Lagos, you still fly for 47, 52. If you fly, Ibom, that's like 60, 80, 65, 80. But suddenly everything goes bonkers, because dollar and whatever. Anyway, we understand that whatever has happened. But the thing is that one would have expected, like I said, the spilled milk is happened. But one would have expected that you had more plans before that action was taken.
Everything. But I asked for the job. I know what it takes. I believe in myself. And I believe I can gather a very good team and build a nation. It's our country. We have to work really hard for it to build a nation that we can be proud of. Change the narrative. Negative comment about Nigeria. I'm not taking that. I'm very proud of Nigeria. You all should be proud of Nigeria. Oba is proud of Nigeria. He's doing everything possible to improve security of lives and property.
At this one, I give it to him. I give it to him. Unless you are among those who are shooting and killing people in the southeast, then you will disagree on this. Because at the end of the day, this nonsense that people will be killing, shooting, kidnapping, it's gone down as long as Enugu State is concerned, in the Enugu State metropolis. However, there is still a place, Upin Soka, where people are constantly being kidnapped by headers. There is still a place. I know I complained to one of them the other day, and he said, well, if they were able to get the inner cities to really, Enugu, you can really, certain things are beginning to function. But one thing I tell people, many of us have lived in the diaspora, many of us have also lived in their other African countries. What we may not do is to get our country as of today to work like some of the Western countries. But what also we cannot take is that if our country is not working like other working African countries. Do you understand? So if I go to Uganda today, I can't beat red light. Just Uganda here. If I go to Tanzania here, I can't do that. So why should I do that? Why should I do that in Nigeria or in the southeast? And these are things that Enugu State Governor and Enugu State government is now doing. It's because successive government have failed in doing some of these basic things. But hey, that's the starting point. But if I come down to my state of Anambra, aside from few roads being done in the Anambra South, that is my own senatorial district. Aside from few roads, or maybe the Equilobia flyover. But security of life, property is next to zero. You know, I say this, it bleeds my heart, and I do not want to be speaking about it all the time. But that MaaziEzeoke must, and every one of us, as many of us, if not, either you go with not less than 4 to 8 mobile police, DSS to stay alive, or you go with keke. I mean, that's no life. That you can no longer ride your normal car, a 10-year-old car that has good paint. You can ride it without you running the risk that some nonentity, some idiot, some cucumber, some carrots sitting and looking somewhere wouldn't sniff the life out of you. That's sad. Sadly, Alex Oti in Abia State, Vitamba in Enugu State, that where the president visited, do appear to have some of these things in place, that this madness is reduced. That my governor tells me, oh, that's the reason why they have so much insecurity in my state is because we are rich in Anambra. We have billionaires that people can come here and they kidnap and they get billions. And on the 29th, I said I wouldn't talk about it so I don't jeopardize the life of those. 3 of my cousins. Three taken in my state in one day. Only yesterday, they made contact and they demanded funds that, I don't know, even if we sell the whole community, we may not even gather the money together. I mean, it's just life. Anyway, I would still talk about it once the coast is clear. But for now, let's continue.
To attract foreign investment and other investors locally. Yes, I've listened to your questions about security. There's no better investment that you can make than the effective security of life. And I saw those vehicles, the stress, rapid response is the way to go. It looked like the other name I created in Lagos, rapid response. Please, continue to cooperate and collaborate with your son, brother, friend here, who is really committed to pushing the development of Enugu State and be a good symbol of southeastern state, for that matter. I'm proud. The question of rail line is a work in progress. I inherited some of these critical problems, and I'm going to do it. Support for the gas infrastructure, sure. Gas is alternative fuel, and there's no wasting of time, but invest more in it. We'll do it together. I'm lucky. I have good governors. No, some may be angry with me locally, but we just have to push. The pig, Yoruba, we say Yoruba, that the pig will get to the slaughter, but there will be a lot of noise. Live with the noise. Thank you very much.
So now, if we look at this, that's that was his own speech. That was his own speech, right? And if you look at it, people, thank you. I will say again, for those of you who are joining me newly, I say thank you very much for joining me for this year. This is my first stream of the year 2025. And I welcome you once more here to Ginger Media TV. And if for those of you who haven't subscribed to this platform, please, I beg you, for the spirit of 2025, let's make it work. Like, share in your WhatsApp group, and subscribe. I mean, let's make it happen. Like, share, and subscribe. Now, if we go by what um, he has said, I don't know what you think. I don't know what In the comment section, I'll be sharing the stream. So if that's going to make it easier for you to share, then I would also share um, a link for you to join me in case if you want to join me and have your say. You can join me with that link. Just touch on that link, allow your mic on the browser. That is voila, you're here. Just input your name and make sure that we can see your face, right? And please do not join me naked. We won't allow you to come. Do not join me naked. This is a very serious business. Now, people haven't heard what he said. What do you think? Would you agree with him? Do you think that in line with the notes that Peter B gave him and he's now in Enugu, would you want him to do more of this, to visit more other states? Shouldn't it be something wonderful that Nigerians wake up next week and see him somewhere, I don't know, maybe in Boronu, visiting the people, commissioning project like he has done now, or maybe in Nasarawa, or maybe in Taraba, or maybe in Osobo, or maybe in Ishek. I don't know in Wari, or in Okorikpopo, or in I don't know, wherever it is, but somewhere that once a week that he's going to be somewhere and he's going to be interacting with Nigerians. I know that sometimes when he visits, because of the way the roads are blocked, he may not necessarily see a lot. Oh, Oyi, thank you very much for Oyi. Oh, thank you very much for subscribing while we are live. We are going to shoot the gun for you. So we are shooting the gun for you. Oyi, thank you very much for joining us while we are live. Let's blast you with air horn. Yeah? Let's clap for you. That's it. That's where it's done. We have one subscriber, then we'll play for them while we are live. Right. So, if we continue on that journey while you're getting ready to join me, let's also take another perspective of this visit. Another perspective.
Infrastructure is the command center. That's the command center with 100 and.
Hold on. Let me put context here. The governor also commissioned a command center. It's less than 2 years old, though. There is one that is going for re-election November this year. We don't have command center. They are kidnapping us like chicken. Doesn't know what to do. I got mad. Sorry, but sometimes when I suppress this, sometimes I can't hold it back. How could it be that I want to fight criminals? I'll give them 2 months 6 weeks notice. December, one of the commissioners, who is a very good friend of mine, told me that something is going to happen in second week of December, and I was very happy and expectant. Only for them to get to that point and announce to us that in January they are going to launch Operation Udogachi. Who serves criminals quit notice? Write them letter. We are going to come to your house the other day. I mean, which kind of government do we even have? Look at your mate in Enugu. See your mate. You people senior. See their mate. They are not professors. Oh. See them. Let's see the command center that he opened. See whether small shame will catch all of you.
50 AI-equipped patrol vehicles, also with surveillance cameras and fitted with AI-embedded surveillance cameras, of course. What exactly do you see this? What role do you see it play in tackling insecurity in the state? You know that in 2023, Governor Peter Mba said no to sit at home. That was around June 2023. He stopped to sit at home as soon as he resumed. So of course, this should boost that insecurity, fight against insecurity in the state. But I'd like you to tell us more about that.
Okay. Well, what I know about the command and control center is that from that point, anything happening in and around Enugu metropolis can be monitored in a manner that can prevent crime or at least apprehend perpetrators as soon as they are committing this crime. I won't say more than because it's security infrastructure, so that I do not begin to...
Let me pause this.
That are visible and appreciable.
You know, during his New Year's Day speech, you'd see the governor speaking passionately, saying that he's not going to relent, especially looking at the growth or development of infrastructure in the state. And we see that happening now.
I have a guest joining me. I have Tony there. Tony, let's try your microphone. Are you able to turn on your camera, Tony? Tony, are you there? Tony, can you hear me? Okay, Tony is gone. Let's try once more and continue here.
I'd like to hear your thoughts on looking at these green schools that is commissioning. It shows this passion, of course, for education in the state. What development or developmental strides do you see this bringing to the state?
Improvement in human capital development. If you want to develop any society, education is very key, especially at the primary and secondary level. And for the first time in a long while, we are seeing investment directed at these levels of education. Ordinarily, most state governments build universities or polytechnics, but we are seeing an effort at developing primary and secondary school education, which is from very, very key. And this is not just a happenstance. If you look at the budget of Enugu, Mba's first budget in 2024, a budget of about 521 billion naira had over 400 billion dedicated to capital projects. That's about 80%. And for him to be able to achieve this level of investment in public education, don't forget this is qualitative public education that will be accessible and affordable for Enugu state residents and indigents.
Everybody.
A whooping 33% of that total budget was dedicated to education. And so what you are seeing today is a direct product of prioritization of education, proper planning, and a balanced budget that gives so much to capital projects as against recurrent expenditure, which means Mba means business, and it's reflected in his budget. And to show sustainability for the future, the 2025 budget also contains 33% of the total budget dedicated to education, meaning that this is just the beginning of what we are likely to see in the next 3 years of his administration. And so the impact is going to have now is that there will be a relief for Enugu state residents who hitherto had depended on private primary and secondary education for their kids. They will now have qualitative, affordable public education, something I have always advocated for their children. And in the future, that would have contributed to developing the manpower of Enugu state that can help to build that economy he intends to build. He talks about building a $33 billion economy for Enugu. You need an educated manpower. You need a skilled manpower to be able to do that. So these are the building blocks for that future economy he intends to achieve. through quality education.
Yes, I'm looking at the fact that they are smart green schools.
Yes.
It's interesting looking at the way the world is growing.
Contemporary.
Yes,
it's not just building regular schools, conventional schools.
AI
is taking Enugu into the future today.
AI is the name of the game, and I'm wondering what key steps would be put in place for sustainability, because we know that for this kind of infrastructure, you need a huge dose of sustainability.
That's why I said if you look at the full budget, he has also committed almost the same proportion of 33% of 2025 budget for education, meaning it's going to expand the current facilities and sustain the available ones, because that is his vision. He is taking Enugu into the future, and this is what emulating. You know, a lot can be done at the subnational levels, and the government of Enugu under the leadership of Peter Mba is proving that indeed the subnational levels, particularly the states, are the building blocks of any economy. Because when the subnationals are successful, Nigeria becomes successful. Again, this is education. We have always advocated for government investment in quality education. So I am excited, and this is something that I believe other states should emulate. These are not just schools. These are schools that are preparing Nigerian children today for the future in a global competitive environment.
Would that also be trainings, technical know-hows, because of course to handle all of these gadgets?
Of course. Industry relevant skills through qualitative education is what I see happening here. So that students or children in Enugu will learn in the same environment that children in New York are learning, children in New Zealand are learning, children in Netherlands
I'm talking about even the teachers, those who would be bringing this training the, would there be like train the trainers, arrangements?
I want to believe that for such an investment to have been made, I'm sure there would have been plans for that. Like I said, already the state is implementing an 80,000 minimum wage. So I would hope and believe that a special salary scale be introduced for teachers that will be able to manage such institutions so that the outcomes will be realized at the end of the day.
Okay, let's look at also one of the infrastructures that would be commissioned today, the completed multi-auditorium and multifunctional Enugu International Conference Center. Tell us the role this will play in the growth and development of the state.
If you visited Enugu before, I mean, regular visitor to Enugu Metropolis is one of the most beautiful cities in Nigeria, well laid out. Of course, it is the regional capital of the old eastern region. So it is well laid out, well positioned, and has become a hub for entertainment, for arts, and for business conferences. Now, with this infrastructure, it's going to transform Enugu into a hub of events, conferences. So one of the things you take about to do, Enugu now can host such events. What I will do is that it's going to bring revenue directly to the coffers of the state government. Secondly, if Enugu indeed becomes a beehive of activity because of this investment, it's going to have a multiplying effect on the economy of Enugu. So Enugu hospitality industry is going to benefit directly from this infrastructure you're saying. So you see, these are projects that are targeted to indeed grow the economy through multiplying effects of this investment.
I think some of you, are still stuck in the pre-election era. The election has come and gone, whether you voted for Mba or you didn't vote for Mba, whether you wished him that he won or he didn't win, but he is the governor of Enugu State and he is delivering on those things that he promised. I recall my interview with him before he became the governor, where he revealed to Ndenugu that he was going to make water run in Enugu in 180 days. And after 1 year, I went back and I did a video where I hunted. And if you go back to Njinji Media, you type and searching for water in Enugu. In that video, I made it very clear what my findings were, if he delivered on that promise or not. So go back and watch that video and you'll be the judge whether he delivered. Fast forward now, he's going to be 2 years, May 2025. God's willing, if God keeps us alive and if the security situation improves, that one is able to move from my state of Anambra around freely again, I promise us that I'm going to be going back to Enugu with my team this time around, hoping to extract a one on one interview with him to sit down and review the things he has done so far, and especially on two planks. One, on the one he discussed with me then, being the issue of water in Enugu, and two, on delivering the schools that he promised to deliver. So this one not be say hearsay. Now so we go see am for our eye. We not go when school break. We go when children they learn as usual. Trust me, I dey always they sneak in when nobody expects me around. I have Tony okay here. Tony, you're welcome. Tony, I can see you. It appears you are echoing. Can you unmute, please?
Okay.
Okay, let's try. I think you'll check if you're on two browsers or you're on two devices. No, you're muted again, Tony. I think you're on two devices or you're on two browsers. Either way. Can you? I'll keep you backstage. Try to sort it out. Then I'll bring you back in, please. If you're on two browsers, close one and let me deal with one. So, like I was saying before Tony joined us, and these are things, it's about holding governance to account, or rather governance, to those whom we have elected in any way, shape, or form, holding them to account.
And so I think it's very much a welcome development that this is taking place. Again, Enugu has a support infrastructure existing, and the government is also expanding those infrastructure to make Enugu a 21st century city that can host any event globally and from anywhere in the world.
Interesting. One other interesting infrastructure is the command center. That's the command center with 150 AI-equipped patrol vehicles, also with surveillance cameras and fitted with AI-embedded surveillance cameras, of course. What exactly do you see this? What role do you see it play in tackling insecurity in the state? You know that in 2023, Governor Peter Mba said no to sit at home. That was around June 2023. He stopped to sit at home as soon as he resumed. So of course, this should boost that insecurity, fight against insecurity in the state. But I'd like you to tell us more about that.
Okay. Well, what I know about the command and control center is that from that point, anything happening in and around Enugu metropolis can be monitored in a manner that can prevent crime or at least apprehend perpetrators as soon as they are committing this crime. I won't say more than because it's a security infrastructure, so I do not begin to give assailant, clues as to how it works. But that's just the idea. So it means as it stands today, Enugu is under 24-hour surveillance. Now those vehicles are not just ordinary vehicles. They are now equipped with high-tech equipment that can coordinate activities out of the command and control center in order to keep Enugu safe. Without security, everything you are doing will become nothing. So,
at this point, I come back to my state of Anambra. Oga, did you hear it? Without security, anything you are doing is null and void. Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, hear me and hear me clearly. Without security in Anambra State, anything you are doing is null and void. Nothing, zilch, zero, null, nothing. Das bringt nicht. Das wird nicht funktionieren. Anything you're doing, ohne Sicherheit ist es, wird nicht klappen. Cannot. Right? Tony, are you there? Tony, I don't know. Either you remove your headsets. I don't know what the problem is. But I don't know how to say this. Without security, I believe Anambra should learn. Or should Tinubu, maybe Tinubu should visit Anambra for them to learn. I don't know. Eh? Should Tinubu visit Anambra for them to learn? I don't know if that's what it takes them now to learn. Maybe I don't know. You tell me.
With security, if Enugu today becomes even more secure than it is today, and becomes so secure that it can host any event in the country, with infrastructural works going on, and that event center that has just been commissioned or about to be commissioned, it means people from all over the world will feel so safe as to come to Enugu to transact their businesses and to do all activities that they didn't face in that city. So these are activities that will continue to grow the economy, along with the vision of the governor of creating a $30 billion plus economy, GDP, out of Enugu. So you see, he's laying the critical building blocks towards achieving his vision. It's good for you to have a vision. When you have a vision, you can now match it with a mission to accomplish that vision. That is what I see playing out in Enugu.
I'm also concerned about maintenance culture. One major thing that usually breaks down or reduces the lifespan of infrastructure, especially here in Nigeria, is the lack of maintenance culture. What are the measures put in place to ensure that this is, well maintained, and to ensure that they have some, they have long lifespan?
Okay, first, Peter Amba came in from the private sector. He was the leader of one of the biggest oil and gas industry companies in this country. And I want to believe that, from what I've seen too, he's going to bring the same culture of efficiency and maintenance and discipline into governance. Because without that, he won't be able to achieve this much, as we are seeing already. So I want to believe that, as somebody who has been there, he knows better than you and I than to put in place an efficient structure that will ensure maintenance of this humongous investment he's making. So I want to believe that for somebody who's going to put this down, I am sure and I believe that there would have been plans in place to ensure maintenance of facilities for sustainability and future usage. So I want to believe that is in place. But even that's not in place, this forum is like a feedback mechanism for those that are watching us to know that you cannot do this without putting in place adequate plans for maintenance in order to make sure that you achieve sustainability of the utility of some of these facilities you've put in place.
And it's a very beautiful picture, like what we see on the screen right there. And the goal is
ample parking space, and so
yes, which would of course take me to the conversation about the 90 completed in a town close.
The complaint we had in Enugu for some time is that Enugu has been turned into a construction site that has even disrupted some business activities. There's this aggressive road reconstruction going on in Enugu metropolis. I think the governor is in a hurry to transform Enugu into a 21st century town or city that is comparable to any other one in Africa because of his vision. So he believes that infrastructure is critical to spurring the economic development of the state. And indeed, if you look at the geographic location of Enugu, if the infrastructure is improved much more than this, as we are seeing already, it is going to spur economic activities in the state. It's going to attract investment to move into that state because of the convenience of logistics, of having a secured environment. All of this tied together is likely going to attract the much needed investments and businesses that will indeed transform that economy into a mega one in Enugu, because it is going on simultaneously all over the city center in such a manner that when it started, it was such today.
But for obvious reason, I left Enugu after recording those videos, and the DSLR camera that we used for that, got some issues. So I was able to eventually recover the SD card. But by the time I recovered the card, about 3-4 months has gone. So I felt like there was no need publishing something that was a stale news. That I was going to now use that video to hold the governor to account and do the following. Now, but let me go to my drive here and let me show us this. Reason why I want to show us two things here. And I'm going to do a full video of it when the time comes. Let me show us this. Now, this is let me put this. Sorry. Okay. So this is, for those of you who know Enugu, this is the Holy Ghost Park. I recorded this video June 2024, about 6 months ago, right? Now, look at this. This was when the Holy Ghost Park was demolished. And when I asked people, in fact, I'll play two videos here. When let me play this. So now I was in Enugu. What you just watched was what I saw when I came. And I took my time as usual and I asked people who were there what they thought about what was happening in Enugu then, right? Let me quickly, okay, let me share this. Let me play this. See if it's going to play quickly. So this was when the demolition was ongoing, right? You can see the demolition. So this was, I think this part was Gary, right? There is a reason why I'm showing us. When this was happening, a lot of individuals, people felt like the world was coming to an end. And the people I interviewed at that time, obviously, like anytime the police happened in Nigeria, many of them believe that the government did not carry them along. Let me show us one of these one. This is the interview. And you can hear from these guys directly. I wouldn't talk.
So good afternoon, sir.
This
What's
video
your name?
is going to be
My name
used.
is Lawrence.
Okay, you stay here at, or rather, are you a bus driver?
Yes,
or-
yes.
So this is where you earn your daily living.
Yes, sir.
So as you can, I can see here that this place has been demolished, and I've gone round. Obviously, I started speaking to some of you. You guys said you're not happy with the demolition.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Actually, the day that came here, I was here.
Yeah.
This they took everybody on our way.
Unawares, yeah.
But me, I'm not living in Enugu here. I'm just a bus driver. So when I asked some questions, whether does it compensate people? People that I asked, they say no. Even I asked one landlord here, the man was already angry with the governor. They say that the governor is not even picking his call. You understand? I saw one Reverend sister when they were developing the Reverend sister house. I saw Reverend sister crying. That one is eyewitness. I saw the reason she was crying. So, like,
But the issue is that many people argue that for us to have development, like the way it used to look before, like shanties, it needs to be demolished and properly done to meet the standard of 21st century.
surely.
Don't you think so?
Yes, sir. But
Because we cannot actually make omelets without breaking eggs.
Our anger is that actually we should have been informed. At least we should carry people along. Even though if you invite,
Was any car destroyed?
no, but people lost their life.
How?
About like up there, one lady at Odimoli, a block fell away, but he died. This is eyewitness, not statement. I saw it.
Because the lady was running inside or what?
Yes, he was trying to pack her things because they just two people run away. No information. That's why the block.
There is another narrative that people were informed, but the usual Nigerian way that the notices were ignored. Is that true?
It's true.
Okay, so they told you guys that they would come, but the notices that they gave, nobody took them serious. Isn't that the case? They gave notice, right? Last year. Exactly. So if they gave notice, then is it? Yeah.
The whole landlord team up
And go to court.
and sue the government court. So if they win the government, that's the court. But they inform the way before they go to court. So they win the government to court. So the government will now they enforce themselves to come over and demolish everything. So they will not be going to court.
Okay. So, but if you were to see the governor now and the Minister of Works, Commissioner of Works, what would you tell them?
Actually, the day that they were doing so, the commissioner was around here.
Yeah.
But the security judge here, they don't allow
Anybody to go close.
to go close to him.
But now that you have the opportunity to speak to him, assuming I am the one, the commissioner now, what will you say to me?
I will say my mind to you.
Say it now.
Like now, what the governor did here, at least if you want to do anything, you have to inform. Even though you call the case is at the court or the case have been judged, you inform others. At least to announce it, put it on a radio station to be announced. So everybody will hear that tomorrow we are going to do.
But your colleague here said that they announced it, that they gave you guys quick notice last year. So is that not an announcement? Last year, that's over 6 months. Isn't that enough? You know?
What?
Even if they came a day before and still announced it, some of you would probably not take them serious that they will do it.
We take them not serious because to look for shop now or to look for where to stay now.
But now it's been demolished. People will still look for shops, isn't it?
Yes.
Now those traders here, were they given a place, as alternative places?
No. Nobody.
Yeah.
Look at people who were just running around, suffering. Nobody.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So that was 6 months ago, my visit to Enugu. Now, the same place that you've just watched now, look at, because many of the people I spoke to while I was there did not believe. They said that the governor was land grabbing. I'm being honest. I'm just being as fair as I can. They said the governor was land grabbing. But look at what the governor has turned that same bus terminal. But, because his argument was that this bus terminal was the same way our fathers used them before the war, after the war. I mean, there is no development. Everything looks so disorganized and like we are primitive people. This is now called Holy Ghost Bus Terminal, right? It's still under construction. Don't get me wrong. It's not yet finished. These structures are. So what it means is after all, the government didn't basically take those lands for taking sake, that they're actually building. But I'm going to, on my own, in order to do a 2-year review of Enugu State development so far, end of May, June this year, if the Lord tallies, if we are all alive, if the war doesn't end or Third World War starts or anything in Nigeria happens, I'm going to personally go here. Look at it. So this is, someone who started something. And what I'm saying is that if we had listened to the people, he may not have done this. Like I said to them in that, while I was there in the, in the video, we can't honestly, we can't honestly make omelets without breaking eggs. When I went to, um, you know, in one of the videos that I made with one guy that I met in Enugu, a guy that I didn't know, but the guy was driving keke. So he was very kind to actually drive me round Enugu on his keke, right? And I eventually got to speak to him. What I'm showing us now is privilege, is a sneak peek of a video that we will still edit and with the current infusion and will bring you to speed as to what is happening in Enugu. Let me give you this sneak peek as to when it concerns water, what the governor was able to do, right? And what I saw, because my own is, now so they go, now so they ask people, not be me they talk. But some of us who are watching sometimes are not thinking enough to know when you are interviewing somebody, the person is telling you his or her mind, then you will say, MaaziEzeoke said. No, I didn't say. I interviewed people, and people told me their opinion based on that they live here, not me. I don't live in Enugu, right? Neither do I own a property in Enugu. So watch this.
Good afternoon, brother.
Good afternoon, sir.
What's your name?
My name is Igwe Johnson.
Igwe Johnson.
Yeah.
So where are we now?
We're in New Market.
New Market.
Enugu State.
New Market, Enugu State.
Yes.
So I can see, I came here, I saw that this water is running.
Yes.
And, I can see the woman there enjoying the running water.
Yes.
And I can also see that you have a lot of jerry cans.
Yes. I've fetched already, yes. I've fetched all of them.
You fetched all of them?
Yes.
4?
Yeah,
Or
5.
5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.
Okay.
6.
6.
Yes.
So do you live close by?
No. My house is at Abani Road.
Abani Road.
But there is no functioning one. Where there is no functioning
tap. Public tap.
Yes,
in Abani.
In Abani Road. Not Abani Road.
Okay, Abani Road.
That is from Mayor.
So how far is Abani Road from here?
Like bus we take like 400, 300. It's a bit far. But on Monday I normally come around here to fetch water.
Okay.
Because I have the keke and
because the day I went there was on a sit at home. So while people are sitting at home, MaaziEzeoke was kekeing around and okadaing around, just to get this shot because I couldn't drive anyway.
On Monday I don't like going out.
So how good is the water?
Very okay. The water is okay. It's just that it's not
treated,
everywhere.
right?
Yeah, it's treated water. You can drink it. You can use it to do water.
Okay. So now you're happy that the government has delivered on its promise of giving the Enugu water within 6 months.
I'm happy because it has delivered, but not all the areas.
Not the areas.
Yes.
But at least it's better than before, where when there was no water.
Yes, we can't compare. We can't compare this government with past one. To be sincere, to be honest. Yes.
So within the first 1 year, aside water, what else do you think the government has done well?
At least rehabilitation of all these small roads inside the streets.
Inside the streets.
Yes.
So was any road rehabilitated in your area?
This ESO bus stop to my area.
At this point, this keke guy, man, a bad man. The guy carried me for keke, said he was going to show me one road for almost 2 hours. The guy drove me around the Enugu, man. I couldn't believe, he was just showing me roads. At some point, I said, brother, come. how much I go pay for this janglover where me and you they do, so that I can go home because I've seen enough. So he really took me around places, and to be honest, Enugu is doing well. And for those of you joining me, I think in conclusion here, people, I think the president visit to Enugu is a welcomed one. But like I said before, he should do more of that. He should visit more states. We have 36 states, including the FCT, making it 37. The FCT is the place he lives. Even within Abuja, Mr. President should sometimes go to Nyanya, go to Karo, go to, at the outskirts of Abuja, even Maraba, those places that you have the poor, he should endeavor to go out and feel the pulse of the people that he governs. That is the only way that he can see sometimes these information firsthand. He shouldn't sit in the office and only hope that his ministers and those that report to him will tell him information the way it is. My name is MaaziEzeoke, and I welcome you once more to this conversation and Saturday hangout with me. Please, 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 for many of you who are interested in the next Ohaneze elections coming up next week, I am doing everything possible, or rather, we are doing everything possible to invite all those who are interested in contesting for the presidency and secretary general. There are so many posts, but for us, we are only concentrating on the president general and secretary general to invite them, as we had done 4 years ago, in a town hall with the great people of Ndebo, so that you ask them questions and have interactions with them to help the neck or the Imobi to look and say, this is the person that Ndebo will be pleased if elected as the next Ohaneze president that would happen on the 10th of January 2025. Join me, hopefully, the 8th of January, 7 p.m. Nigerian time, but the flyer will be out. Hopefully, that meeting will hold. Everyone will join. We would have a conversation, drill those that want to lead us, and understand their inner thinking, understand the way their mind work, understand their social construct, and what makes them tick. I am MaaziEzeoke, and I say to you, good night, good morning from this part of the world. Thank you very much. Remain blessed. Bye.
Ah, la, 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 la.